is Tuesday night, it is Arcfall, it is Enterprise Part 1! And have we got faith at the heart? Well, we've only got faith in the fact that Scopely sort of know how to run a game. Maybe? But anyway, here we are, live Tuesday night, it is the Pegasus show, and it is Arcfall. And my first question is going to be, everybody, how are you finding the Arc so far? How are you actually finding these new hostiles? Because I spent quite a bit of titanium today on bloody looking through crews, and we will be going through a lot of battle logs as well. I've done some before the stream tonight, which pretty much I have to trash them all because it turns out I'm actually running one wrong officer because they're not energy based. It's not an energy based hostile, but it is what it is. So yeah, take it as it is and go from there. So welcome in, everybody. Drop into chat where you're from, where you're hailing in from today, and let me know what you're thinking about the new expansion. Is it something that you're actually enjoying? Is it something that you think is pretty good? Are you enjoying Turf Wars? Yes, because Turf Wars has also made a return, which is, for most of you who don't understand what Turf Wars is, it is Discovery PvP. So now, as you can see across my docks, I actually have two Discoveries, both tier 9. One's only level 39, I think it was, but the other one is maxed out level 45. So I'm going to be sending them into territory this evening, and obviously share the crews that I'm running. And in fact, there's one of them I was literally struggling to think what officer I needed to actually use. Hey Monica, welcome in. So now I actually saw this officer on Lube stream, because I have just been on Lube stage. He's still streaming at the minute, doing his battle pass giveaways. He's got one more to do, but whereas because I don't have that NDA, I don't actually get the option to give battle passes away, which is sad, really. But it is what it is. There's not a lot I can do about it. Rev Juice hasn't been on yet on Twitch doing his battle pass giveaway, so I'm sure he's going to be along at some point doing his battle pass giveaways. Now, just got to find the right synergy group for this one, because where are you? Obviously, I'm going to need this specific officer, and the officer I'm looking for is actually Harrison. Here he is. Now, if I remember correctly, hey John Boy, welcome in. Weapon designer, we're fighting explorers. John Harrison decreases weapon damage by 20%. So yes, and that's most likely going to be the one that I actually want. And that, if I remember correctly, it's trying to remember back to the good old days before strike teams, the crew loadout we used to use. Oh, because I never had Harrison at the time, so it's like, what can I use? And I just sort of had to make it up as I went along. So I can't remember for the life of me which one I needed to use. So like, let's shove Marcus in, and we'll get a bit of synergy up there. So what was it? 20%. So now we've got 40%, and then obviously I'm going to need morale on the side. Yes, you can use Wei-Yun and Honor Guard Worf, but if I remember correctly, it was before Honor Guard Worf was dropped. This was when we was having the original events coming up for territory. Oh, back in 2021, if I remember correctly. Is it? It's definitely been over a year since we last did Turf Wars. Well over a year. Yeah, I think it was back in 2022 when we actually last did Turf Wars, because they updated it and it was literally like a free-for-all in the beta systems. But Disco Discovery, I think maybe nearer the beginning of 2022. It's been that long, I can't remember. So, but anyway, so I'm running this crew, and then obviously the staple, if you have actually got these officers, yeah, Strike Team Explorer. So not what else you can say about that one, really. So obviously you're going to for those who not quite sure how this works, for those who watch this after we actually go after live, that is, Wei Yun has with full synergy has 100% chance of starting morale for 3 rounds when fighting players on an explorer. Now, obviously, the Discovery is an explorer, so this works perfectly. And then obviously you've got Ikatika and Pon. The other officer you can actually use as part of the synergy group. Group. That's what I want. Just trying to remember everything I've got. I don't actually have him. Oh my god, it's Jack Ransom. Jack Ransom. So, oh hello. I'm getting this a lot. Isolytic. Yes, you could use some isolytic if you have 7 of 9. So you could shove her below deck for the isolytic. Another officer you may want to consider using below deck as well would be Kira, because her ability below deck is reduces opponent's critical chance by 15%. So this will be another good officer using in a PvP fight. I'm just trying to think of any other ones we could use. Yeah, you could probably use Dzoc as well for the assimilate state as well. Obviously, yes, you can actually go to Freeman, Honor Guard Worf, and Lorca as well. But so yeah, you can go to that one as well. That's pretty much going to be the staple, which will most likely actually win the fights most of the time anyway. So you've definitely got that loadout you could use. Other PvP ones I can think of. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, really. Hey, Damien, welcome in. So, but yeah, so they're the kind of loadouts you'd be looking at. I mean, you can use Odo as well to increase your critical damage. So there's no harm in actually doing that as well. But yeah. Just trying to think if there's any other ones. We don't have many below deck PvP officers at current. Like I say, save those Borg drones, Dzoc, Gosa, and the Borg Queen, working together in tangent below deck using the assimilator. Obviously, they will boost Pearson stats, but low tiers are not very good. You need them at least tier 3 or better. Dzoc and Gosa being the rares you'll probably need at tier 4, really. But you can still use them, at least Dzoc, for the or what is it I used to call him as Lube, seems like. And obviously I'm sure Lube's going to listen to my stream the day after, providing I remember to put it public. Dzoc. We just thought about it in the stream as well. So, but anyway, yeah. But so they're the kind of crews that obviously you'd be looking at for Turf Wars. Now, obviously, I'm just going to leave them there. We'll probably send them out later on. Now, most of you will probably notice that I've got 25,000 crystals sat there waiting. This is part of one of the missions. I'm not quite sure which one. All I know is it was thrown in our Alliance chat that you will need to go go mine 10,000 G2 crystal. So just be aware. So that's got that ready. I'm probably going to throw missions in later and get that pulled. But other than that, I don't really need to worry too much about doing taking that ship off that node until tomorrow. It's a 0 node, so to be perfectly honest, there's plenty of G2 nodes everywhere around. So I'm not too worried about getting popped on a 0 node. So tonight we will be looking at the 2 new officers dropped. We've got Trip and we've got T'Pol. So we will actually look at those officers and have a general discussion about them. And we will look at the new hostiles. There is a few crew loadouts that I've got. I will show you the one that I've currently got on. And to be honest, I think once we've done the usual start to the start of this, which is claiming the launch day chest to see how pathetic. I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure all of you have already seen it yet. But this is the crew I'm technically running. And if you actually jump in, as you can see, what I've got below deck is, yeah, that really. Now, I am going to point out the specific reasons why I've got this. Giorgio, specifically for burning, because she is on a battleship. Now, I will just stress this point. If you can push isolytic damage below deck, do it. There are, to be perfectly frank, there are various crews you can use, and as I go through all these all the battle logs that I've got of different crews that I did, not long after the game came back up, I literally tested God knows how many crews. I've spent quite a bit in repairs today on it, but it literally seems, if you do not have the favor, which is the particle beam delay, we'll discuss that a bit later on as well. If you don't have it, you need to push as much damage as possible, but not critical. If it starts with the word critical, forget it. Critical chance, do not do it, because if you proc a critical hit, and you will see this in the battle logs later, you will score 0 damage. Absolutely, you will not fire a shot, because these things can knock your critical chance down. Now, there is a slight exception to this. But we will cover that later in the stream. And I've literally just learned this in Lube stream as well, so it's great to actually learn that little bit and share it with you guys. So also, I'm using Giorgio for burning, and because I am on a battleship, the artifacts that deal with isolytic side for the battleship side of things is the way to go. What I will just say as well, if you plan on using an interceptor, forget hull breach. Just forget it, because hull breach works on the critical side of things, and yeah, it's increasing critical damage. It's a complete and utter waste. Critical chance is literally hey man, welcome in. Just a quick one on yours, Spartan. For server 102, I have sent it higher with eco. I've got no response. I have asked Lube to message the devs on this one. I've just asked him. He's asked me to PM him, so I'm going to PM at the end of my stream, just to get him to message the devs and say, look, right, they're going stir crazy over there. Can we get them moved up? So, moving back onto hull breach. Critical chance, if you proc that critical, you ain't going to fire a shot, and it's going to really mess you up. And you'll see this from the battle logs that I have. Critical damage is a complete and utter waste of time. And this is what, no problem, bud. And this is why I say with hull breach, forget it. You are literally wasting a slot on the bridge or below deck. You are wasting a slot with hull breach. Don't bother. Literally, I mean, I've got Gorkin sat there. I can put him below deck for stats, but if I put him on the bridge to try and proc hull breach, it's going to be a complete and utter waste of time, waste of a slot where I could potentially put somebody else like 5 of 11. Well, she's there. We all know why she's there. Loot increase. I've got the Doctor for loot increase. So literally with hull breach, forget it. Critical damage, forget it. They are both going to be a complete and utter waste of time. Critical chance, absolutely no. Forget it. Against who? Against these new targets. Against these new Zindies. So now, as I said, there is an exception. If you go after the level 34, level 35 hostiles in the Zindies, they do not have this just hostiles or armadas. It's just the Zindi hostiles. There's no armadas in there at the minute. Not as far as I'm aware. I haven't seen any armadas unless they're up in the higher levels. But I can't. So just shows the hostiles. Yeah, don't worry. I will show you the hostiles. We will get into all that in just a moment, because obviously it is the big part of the feature. So we will cover it. But quickly on the last officer, Ortegas, battleship. Oh, since it's locked for you. To be honest, Spartan, you should be able to do the 34, 35s. you should be able to get into at least that sector. I hope. But yeah, so I'll take us on the bridge for the battleship against explorers. So I will have to go specifically against the explorers. Yep, don't worry, Spartan. I will show you in just a moment. So the first thing then is, let's have a quick look at this launch test. Like I said, I've not done it yet, so I've got absolutely no idea. Yeah, I've been getting my rear kicked in my Kelvin so many rounds. Yeah, that's critical damage, Damien. I will tell you that straight out. That's going to be critical damage. So which basically means 0. So here we go. Wow. Okay, so basically 2 shards of the 2 officers and matrix diodes. Woohoo! So that'll explain why a lot of players are actually starting the missions. Let's just claim these 2 little chests. But right, so cheers on that. I thought whole breach still multiplies all damage. No. Whole breach is specifically for critical damage. So this is why we when we mention about crews with critical loadouts, we push hull breach like Lorca, like Gorkon. So now obviously Spartan, you're kind of the exception. Anyone else who's actually a low level, obviously this, you're not, well, you can at least see it. But if we actually go up to Cardassian space, here we go. So these first 3 systems here, which starts off with Slethal, New Zindus, and Keritora. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing these names right. These are your 34, 35 systems, which ideally, I think you should be able to reach. I mean, let's put me Rialta in, because obviously that's if I can get it to switch. And we've got to scroll all the way across to the end. Rialta. So at least then we'll... Yeah, I mean, you can send your auger there. So looking at the warp range, there you go. Warp range 50. Warp range 50. So now, Spartan, before you send the auger, crew it out. Pike, Moreau, Talan, or Kath. Because these things fire critical weapons. Hey, Dave, welcome in. So these things fire critical weapons. So make sure you fire those particular shots. Now, as you can see, I've only opened a couple of systems. This is as far as I've got because I thought I'm burning titanium through repairs here. 78.6 billion. Do you really think I'm short on it? I thank the Monavine for that nice amount. You got the Entry crew. Oh, excellent. Use the Enterprise crew. Use the Enterprise crew. So they're definitely going to be your best hope. So now, what I'm going to do is Oh yeah, I've got 5 of 11 on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into my battle logs. We're not going to look at this top set because that's a complete and utter waste of flipping time. We're going to go all the way down here. So as you can see, the bottom one here is the 34, which is the Scout. So these are the easy ones. If we call it up, nice and easy, straightforward. This was literally a single round, pop it, boom, job's a good one. Now, as you can see, I did use a Talios on this one, so I was using my Borg hunting crew, which is the crew that I find actually works the best for me against the Borg. But the one thing is as well, these things, as you can see, one shot and I'd finished it. But that is because obviously I've got a 19.3 million Talios against a 500,000 ship, and I've got the triangle in my favor. That is another thing that you really need to make sure that you follow the battle triangle. It is going to help you no end. So if you've got an interceptor, send it against a battleship, but make sure it doesn't have hull breach or criticals of any type. So then I moved into the level 40 system, and as you can see here, my Talios got absolutely and utterly tanned. Absolutely tanned. So, why did that happen? Well, simple, 1 round. Everything pox as normal. Got that shield mitigation, so obviously bypassing the shield. So yes, the Strange New Worlds crew does work. It does work. providing you put them on a proper ship, not the Talios. So as you can see, it's firing a standard shot at me, not a problem. These are, remember, kinetic weapons it's firing. So, and as you can see, there you go. Critical shot, yeah, nothing. Absolutely zero. Oh, it's a bit like firing blanks. So, and take that as you will. Obviously, then obviously the Talios doesn't have additional weapons. Oh, it looks like Rev Juice is going live on Twitch now. So, but anyway, so obviously I'm charging weapons, and then suddenly, boom, a 1 billion blast. This is the bye-bye go home gun. Yeah, did not stand a cat in hell's chance at this. So now, before we actually jump off this one, let's have a quick look at some of the stats on this thing. So as you can see, it's got an attack of 2 million. Defense is actually shockingly bad. But then again, this is a battleship we're up against. So, and the health is 2 million. DPR is 7.5. Piercing stats look not particularly too bad. No isolated damage on it. Critical chance of the 17.5% with a critical damage booster multiplier of 291.7%. So yeah, this is really going to do some damage with its weapons. Then we actually look at the main stats, which is the shield health and the hull health. So just under 5 million hull health with a 3.3 million shield health. So yeah, some shield bypass would potentially be a good idea, but it's going to come down to how you want to actually load out your crews, in all honesty. So now, as you can see, the 40 deleted you. Yeah, they are powerful. They are powerful. So now, what do we do here? So right, so now I went to the Newton and I used the staple crew for pretty much high-level hostiles nowadays, which is obviously 5, Giorgio, and Tal. Now, as well, how do you stop the 1 billion damage? You can't. That's the go-home gun. Not even a G6 Epic Tier 18 can stop that. Not even they can stop that. So, yeah, a level 90 Enterprise... what's the Romanian battleship? Oh, because that will have the best hull. But yeah, the Romanian battleship, Epic, G6, Tier 18, level 90, even that can't stop it. It can't stop it. But as you can see, I got taken out quite easily. I can't remember what I was running below deck. Oh, this was when I was still running Hugh below deck. So, yeah. So I'm increasing my criticals all the time with this one. So let's jump into it. One round. As you can see, fired a shot, got a critical. So I'm firing absolutely nothing. Then Hugh's procking, and the thought is whoop the booty. Oh yeah, they whoop your booty. So, and then here you go, you can see again procking another critical. So again, I'm not firing. So every time you do not shoot a weapon, it's really cutting you down. And then obviously my fourth weapon obviously was charging, which is my big kinetic. But then that's it. I'm done. It's just popped me. So bearing in mind that this is a 41.6 million Newton, Tier 7 Newton, with a couple of components done. And I'm getting my arse absolutely tanned in the first round. Now, also I did say in the patch note video that I was thinking that this gun was going to go off in the fourth round. I was really not expecting it to go off in the first round. But as you can see, I went through quite a few defeats. So let's have a look at the third one, which crew? I still use the same crew. Yeah, again, not taking the same, not doing any different damage. Let's have a look at this one. So here we go. So now I went full isolitic. Look how much I left. Look how much I left. Now, here's a kicker. Who have I got below deck? Well, I've got rid of Hugh. And I've got Mariner below deck. I've got Tom Paris. So, got that below deck. And obviously, still went the one round. Now, let's have a quick look at the battle log. So, as you can see, fire, fire. No criticals. So, and then obviously Picard's increasing my isolated damage. Data's already doing that. Oh, look at this. I have a critical. but the next shot wiped out the Zinda shields. So that's good. And then obviously 2 more shots. And then bye-bye. Gone. That one critical shot cost me the fight. That one critical shot cost me the fight. So, what did it take for me to actually win? What crew was I running on this one? This was Pipe Monroe Chen. Much worse. Much worse. So, we went for a victory here. This was my first victory. That's the crew I used. Now, we called this the Argos crew in the Argos crew in our alliance because obviously his image came up. But look how much damage I actually took. I took barely anything. But what did it take for me to win? 1 round. No critical, no critical. No critical, no critical. No critical, no critical. Oh, Zindi gone. So basically, the only way I was going to get around this, 30p Lee can piss off. The only way I got round this was no criticals. However, yeah, the next fight with the same loadout, the exact same loadout, I went boom. Why? Why did I go boom? Okay, no critical. Oh, look at that. Critical. Critical. So basically, that one critical literally cost me that. This is why you should not be running any form of critical against these things. Absolutely no critical. But I'm not running critical here. So that odd critical, sadly to say, is that. Harrison. Harrison's against Explorers. Yeah. You'll have to be a little bit more specific on what you mean there, Harmonica. Because I'm not quite sure. Oh, the shield bypassing it. Ooh. Through the shields. Okay, we'll take a look at that in just a second, because that's actually an idea, because I'm prepared to run any additional crew loadouts that you guys want me to showcase. So, but anyway, going back to the loadout that I've got there, which has got no critical based officers, the critical shot that I managed to fire is because of that. Hang on, let me just get me... It's because of that. That's it. And then, obviously, any of my research. So, right, Spartan, yeah. With Harrison, yes. I can say definitely, if with Harrison's officer's ability, like as Monica stated, is the 1 round to focus big damage through their shields. Yes. I do agree. But if you can't pop the really good higher levels, then no, I would probably say put 5 of 11 on there for loot. Because trust me, to get into this loop, now Scopely has said that apparently this whole new thing is a 5-minute job. No. It's not a 5-minute job yet. You need to actually get into this loop properly. Which means you need to go out there, grind your ass off, spend loads of titanium in repairs, build up your loot to get yourself into the loop. Once you're in the loop and you know for a fact which level hostiles you can hit, and we're going to test this tonight, what's the highest I can actually go before it's too bad. It's too much for me to handle. But we will go through that. So realistically, those 34, 35s are only kicking out one token. Yeah, so isn't there a thing to buy to reduce big gun? Yes. Well, you don't need to buy it. Well, you can actually get into it. I think you do actually need to be level 40 first before you can actually get into it. But we will go into that. So, but as you can see, I took a few extra defeats. Now, if we go to the few that I did this evening, as you can see, it was literally defeat, victory, defeat, victory. I've got obviously a couple of defeats to begin with. So, yeah, exactly. You're not going to get an awful lot of those. So using 5 of 11 will actually help you get more because, trust me, you're going to need quite a lot. So, now, let's take a shot at this one. So, I'll see a battleship, so I need to go after the Explorer. Now, luckily, the spawning rates, so respawn rates of these are pretty good. So, if you don't find one that you're after, it'll probably appear, hopefully, pretty quick. So, I've lost because I haven't got the tag across the top. So, obviously, I've gone and lost that one. Boo-hoo. 120% loot bonus. Yeah. That's good. So if you've got that, so obviously that's going to really actually help you. Hey, Nuts, welcome in, buddy. So now as you can see, I really did not do a lot of damage. Now I'm expecting in this, I got about 2 critical shots in, or shall I say 2 critical zeros in on this one. So, oh, there's the first one, straight out the gates. So then we got that. Oh no, okay, so we only took the one. We only took the one, and unfortunately, it just wasn't. It was just too much. So, now we need to negate this. We need to negate this big gun so we can go more rounds. Now, obviously, if you are Ops 40 and above, you are literally going to be able to go down to the X-Borg faction store. That's the wrong one. There it is. And you are going to be able to do a specific favor, which is going to help you. And if we can just find it, where are you? There we go. The one in the middle there, particle beam delay. Now, if we drop the favors down and actually have a look at it, as you can see, it's right there at the top. There's only 3 levels to it. And basically what this is going to do, it's going to delay that go home gun by X number of rounds. So as you can see, the level 1 is going to delay it to round 2. Okay, so fair dues. So that means that first round I can get in and blow this thing up. That's going to be a good one. Level 2 will get to the 4th round, and level 3 is going to be the 6th round. Now, I'm also going to show you the costs as well as we go through this one. So this is going to be the one that we actually do. Now, if you do want to put some criticals on it, critical floor, the one below it is the one you go for. But however, yeah, it starts off really small. And to be perfectly honest, in all honesty, right, it's not going to be worth it. So, this is level 1. As you can see, it's cost me 960 tokens. The next one is going to be 1390. But what we're going to do is we're going to hold that second one just for a moment. I'm going to send the Newton back out. And while it's flying, we'll have a quick look at, a little bit more at the faction store itself. Yeah, it uses normal tokens to begin with. Now, I've heard that level 3, level 3 starts using uncommons. So, now, if we go out there, I don't think we're going to be able to see the abilities in the battle log. I think we actually need to be in the system to actually look at these shit. No, here we go. So, we can see that these level 40s have got 2 abilities behind it. You got 30,000. Yeah, I mean, I've been building them up because I've not been doing the X-Borg research. But, there we go. As you can see, this first ability, on the start of combat, all damage this hostile deals completely ignores players' shields. So basically, you can see this in the battle log. It fires a shot. Mitigation is taken into account. So if the more you can mitigate, the better. But it goes straight through the shield health. Straight past it. Straight into the hull. So out of this one, like just above my head, 499,691. I've mitigated 350, 78. So let's have a quick... Let's actually get the handy-dandy calculator out for this one. If we can get it moving into the middle of the screen. So we've got 355,780 divided by 499,691. So yeah, I'm pretty much right near max mitigation. So basically the 143,911 is what's left. That's going straight into my hull. I'm not even losing anything. I'm not losing anything. Oh, sorry, my shields are not absorbing anything. It just goes straight through. So it's a bit like isolytic damage, really, but just like completely ignoring part of the equation. So now, figures. He's got a fetish for our alliance at the minute. He's hitting us within row, so we can't say too much, but he's got a real big fetish for us. But anyway, so the second ability then is at the start of a round, this hostile reduces player's critical damage by 500% for 2 rounds. This ability stacks. So this is why our critical shots are literally 0. Because it doesn't matter how much critical damage you can apply, it's not going to be enough. And this is why we say any officer that increases critical damage or hull breach is a complete and utter waste of time. A complete waste of time. Because this thing's negated it. And it stacks, so it's going to get bigger and bigger. So it doesn't matter how much you put on it, it's not going to be enough. Literally not going to be enough. So watch out for that one. So now I'm going to have to repair the Newton and send the damn thing back in, because obviously our lover boys decided to actually attack me. So he's obviously been on the hunt. We don't quite know what his problem is with us, but I mean, maybe it's because we're too big for him, so he wants to give us a run for our money. And yeah, okay, fair dues, buddy. Fair dues. We're not at war with them whatsoever. We're not at war. But he just loves targeting our alliance. But he like I said, he's doing it within server row as well. So he's not hitting our he's not even hitting our miners unless they are actually OPC. So oh, this is going to be for the... Oh, no. All right, yeah, this is for me doing that favor. So the next favor is probably going to clear it all off. So, right. So, like I said, we're going to have a quick look at the faction store. So, here we go. So, as you can see, starting off, we've got the trade downs. Now, these are the new tokens that we've got, the uncommons, the rares, the epics. But the one thing is, if you are struggling with the grade below, so for instance, say like I've got 1,000 rare tokens, but I've only got 5 uncommon, and I need 1,000 uncommon, I could trade the rares into uncommons. So let's have a quick gander at it. So what am I going to get? Basically, guaranteed epic trade down. So this is actually from the epics. So actually, we don't want that one. We want the next one. So let's go back into this one. So as you can see, taking the rare tokens, depending on how much I spent, nice one. Took my Voyager to get 3 done. Nice. But yeah, so taking these rare tokens and converting them into uncommon. Now, watch out, because these do not scale in a straight line. They are on an exponential curve. So just watch out for that one. And it's very expensive. As you can see, 395 just for one chest. Now, 3 times that would be around about 1,100. No, that's just 2 chests, that one. The 3 chests is like, I don't know, about 4, 6, 7 times? No, hang on. Let me think. It's, yeah, about 6 times. It's 6 times the price. So, yeah. So do watch out for things like that. And obviously you can go back into normal, the normal export credits. But again, just watch out. It is an exponential curve. So 265 for 1 chest compared to 2,200 just for 3 chests. Yeah. I don't like it when Scopely do things like that because it just makes absolutely 0 sense. So now there are some other currencies that you'll get as well, which you can bring here and basically fill your boots with a lot of stuff. So Zindi Scrap, this is going to be the stuff that you get from the hostile kills. And as you can see, just to do 1 chest here, I need 5,500. Well, out the 3 or 4 hostiles I've killed so far, 227 ain't going to do anything to this. But what I can get out of this is I get guaranteed Borg reputation. Thanks, Scopely. I was actually hoping for a chest with that one like we had before. Maybe not. Export credits. Now I've got 3 different levels, which is good. That's fine. Because that can tag into with my dailies. Excellent. Then we've got the uncommon, rare, and epic as well. So now you've got a chance on all that. So let's have a look at the rates. So uncommon credits and common credits and uncommon credits, you will get 100% chance. So you're going to get some of them regardless. Rares and epics are the ones you're going to really struggle with the RNG on that one. So just watch out for that one. Each chest offers a chance at 1 roll of credit. So yeah, you've only got. So you're probably only going to get one for the credits. You're only going to get literally 1 set. And you're pretty much guaranteed just to get the commons and uncommons. So just watch out for that one. If we actually get enough of those scraps tonight, we will actually bring it in. Now, Esteemed as well is also going to give you another exchange, which is going to give you some rare credits and some epic credits, and some of these X-Borg emblems, which is to unlock cosmetics in the X-Borg store. I'm not quite sure what cosmetics it's going to drop, but if you're thinking it's going to be the Borg Cube one, possibility. It takes 120, so you're going to need about 120 of these chests. However, you're going to need this currency, the Zindi Bounty, which comes from the Wanted. Now, these are surveys. These are survey ships. If we're lucky, we might find one. If we're lucky. But what you'll get is you'll get them in the mega chest, which usually comes after you've killed it, not the loot that goes into your cargo bay. So just watch out for that one. Then you've got some material exchanges as well. Again, these are now using the credits. As you can see, this one for me is actually giving me some G3. And if I scroll a bit further down, it's actually giving me some G4 as well. Now, for G5 and G6, I'm going to presume that G5 and G6 will be added to the bottom respectively for your grade. I can only imagine. But yeah, so that's hopefully the pulse on this one is actually going to be fairly good. But the problem is we don't have an I button, so we can't actually see what our chances are going to be. Will I get enough credits to actually do this? Well, we'll have to wait and see and what happens as we go through the loop on this one. Then we've got some ship parts as well. Again, this is not got an I button to tell us what our chances are. But these are the various rarity grades for all all the different classes. All the different classes that we have in the game. So you got broken parts, and then also you get normal parts as well. So great thing to add in for the refinery there. Ship fuel ability, to be perfectly frank, right, this is, when I looked at this chest, I thought, are you fucking joking me? Really? This is what it is. So for me, I take it you haven't hit the new hostiles yet. Yes, hey T, welcome in. Yes, I have actually hit them. I've hit 4, so I've managed to kill 4 and lost about 15 ships in total. So yeah, I've lost a few, but we're just literally done the first favour. So we're going to show that off in just a minute. But this one, the fuel one, if you're really desperate for any of this, it's RNG basis. What you're going to get, you really don't know. It's entirely up to you if you go for it. Me, I see absolutely zero value in that whatsoever. Now, officer exchange, Voyager, officer sorted, rare credits, esteemed, absolutely fine. Do you need to do formation armadas for this one? No, you don't. No, you don't. And this one, you've got Neelix. And you've got 7 of 9. Now, what the RNG is for this one, I really do not know. But in all honesty, for me, this is far better than the formation armadas because I'm not reliant on my alliance to help me now. All I have to do is go kill these bloody things, these new Zindies, play the loop, and I can come and get this. I can come and pull some of these. What the cooldown's going to be, I really do not know. Yeah, exactly. You can go out and max 7 of 9 now, but starting the story, you've got to be 40. You've got to be Ops 40 for this one. And you need to be esteemed. So, Scopely trying to make us beg for a specialty ship. T, did you even watch my patch notes? Because I've speculated, I am going to say that, make sure everyone understands that I'm speculating this. That's coming next month. I think it's coming next month. If we follow the pattern from last year, we had free booters drop, which is a massive grind change. It was making the grind easier, making it a lot easier for us and giving us the Xborg faction store. The following month, we got the Talios. So, are we going to follow a repeat? We've got something that when you actually get through the loop and get it going properly, it's a 5-minute job, makes things faster. So that corresponds with January last year. So February last year we got the Talios. Are we going to get the NX class in February? Now, I think yes. Remember, I'm speculating here. Nothing's guaranteed. Whether the likes of DJ, Rev, Lube actually know about this, I don't know. Yeah, make us suffer for a month, basically. That's what it is make us suffer for a month. But what's the NX class going to come out as? Is it going to be a skin or is it going to be an actual ship? Either way, if I'm right, this will have an ability, whether it's going to be a ship's ability or a skin's ability, to increase damage against Xindi hostiles. They did this with Voyager, remember? When the Voyager arc dropped last year, they gave us the Delta Quadrant and all these new hostiles, right? But they didn't drop Voyager for a month. They gave us 1 month of grinding, then they dropped Voyager, which Voyager kills those Delta Quadrant hostiles a hell of a lot easier than your standard warships. So are we going to see another version like this? Now, I could also say, as a speculation, that the NX class starship could potentially be made, given the fact that the NX class is actually pre-Federation, they could make it a G2 ship. Why they'd actually go that low, actually, I really do not know. So actually scrub that idea altogether. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where they'll fit it in, but in all honesty, the only space they could really fit it in is in G5. Because G4 is pretty much full already with the ships that we've got. The Talios, the Defiant, Voyager, the Borg Cube, the Monavine, the Mantis, all that going through it. But then again, most of that started in the 30s. In fact, all of it did. So, yeah, maybe it could be a pure G4, G5 hybrid. I don't know. But I do speculate that we're going to get the Enterprise next month in one form or another. But I can't guarantee which way round. So we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, so that's the Officer Exchange. It looks pretty good. Artifact Hall as well, coming up as well. So premium tokens, ordinary tokens, and isolatic tokens. Now, this one's going to be a good one for me to go after those isolatic artifacts. Really boost it. To me, this is going to be an absolute bonus. And some extra stuff to go after more Voyager officers in that loop. So again, hey Tim, welcome in. So again, am I having to do Formation Armadas? The rare Formation Armadas. Am I having to rely on my alliance to come with me to do those rare Formation Armadas? No. Now, let's throw this in there. We got rare Formation Armadas last year. They gave us the Voyager officers, for lack of a better way of putting it. Have they not just made those Formation Armadas now redundant? Can you join my alliance? Tim, I'm going to be guessing that you are on server 134. The difference is same month of new hostiles they gave a way to kill them with Voyager if people want to spend, yeah, exactly, doing 2 hulls a day, 8 billion trait hull hurts. Ouch. Yeah, it can do. I know exactly what you mean there, T. Oh yeah, Dave, and this is looking pretty good so far. This is looking good so far. But yeah, so have they just literally made Formation Armadas now completely redundant? With this chess, have they just made it completely redundant? My answer, yes. Because I can get most of that from the Formation Armadas. Whether it be the tokens, the artifact tokens, the premium artifact tokens. Can't get the isolated ones though. Can't get them. Although I will still say that there is still a use for the Formation Armadas because they drop specific artifacts. So you still technically can do them if you want, but it does sort of push it back now to people only doing those when an event comes round. Because one thing is I've noticed, a lot of people say, well, let's wait and see if an event comes around. Let's see if wait. There might be an event next month, but I don't want to wait till next month. Now I don't have to. Now, granted, yes, I am going to throw this caveat in here. This will only give you a certain amount of artifacts. It will only give you certain ones. So the other ones, which are contained in the Formation Armadas in the various levels, unfortunately, sadly, you're still going to have to go do them. So you are still reliant on your alliance to come and do that. But it's not as heavy anymore. It's not as heavy because you've got this. And when it comes to the Voyager officer sourcing, you've got the chest in here and you've got these complex nanotech as well to go and pull that chest even more often. So now, technically, if you're lucky enough to pull the 205 each time, you might be able to do a 2 chests in the artifact gallery. You might be able to do a 2 chests on that Voyager sourcing in the artifact gallery, which in turn is going to give you more premium and ordinary artifact tokens. So Scopely have really gone to make sure ahead here to make sure that they are making some of these things a lot easier. Next up is Faction Reputation with some credits. Again, as you can see, 600,000 for me for the Reputation. It's a chance one. What am I going to get? Really do not know. To be perfectly honest, is this one really going to bother me? No, it's not. I'm not even going to be bothered with this one because if there was an I button telling me what my RNG was, I might consider it for the credits. Well, if there's only a chance that I'm only going to pull one of these 6, 1, 2, 3, yes, 6, one of these 6, if I'm only going to pull one, I've got a 50-50 chance of getting Reputation. Nah, sorry, those odds are way too high for me. Those odds are way too high. And this is part of the reason why I'm kind of annoyed there's no I. It is dumb. It is dumb. But That's where it is. So what happens when you pull rep you don't want? Exactly. What was if I'm working on my Romulan reputation, but yet I pull Federation? That's no good to me. So it is there, but is this one that you're going to... yeah, it's a toss in the bin one. So at the end of the day, when you get round to this one, 140 for one chest, 500. So yeah. So again, so this is an exponential curve again. It's entirely up to you if you want to consider this chest as a way to go forward for your faction reputation and everything. Forbidden Tech also comes out again, no I button, but again, this one's actually not going to be particularly too bad. Here, you've actually got a 33% chance of pulling Taco Bells. Okay, 33% chance. Because, oh, hang on, no, sorry, 29%. Because there's 7 things in here. Hang on, is it 7? No, it's 8. It's 8, sorry. Bloody, I can't even read. So, what's that? That's 25. So, it's 12.5%. Okay, you've got a 12.5% chance of pulling Taco Bells on this one. That's not particularly too bad in all honesty. But yeah, you can throw it up to, actually, it's a 25% chance because you've got 2 sets of Taco Bells there. Depending on what you pull. But extra Protomatter, tech reactors, and some tier up catalysts. Yeah, okay, reasonable. Fine, it's venerated and it is under epic. So just bear that in mind. So I'm not going to waste too much time on that one, but that is the only thing is the tier up on the proto. Yeah, it is. It's the only thing that's good in there, but again, there's still that chance. Next up is the mega chest. As you can see, I've only got access to the G4. G5, G6 will go hand in hand with your grade. This one is a nice chest because Dolomite particles. So, Dolomite particles. First of all, we've got them in the Voyager field training, where you can get a total of 1,200. Okay? Then we've got the Section 31 faction store, which can give you 10 every 24 hours. Now you've got this one that gives you 20. So in theory, that's 30 every 24 hours. Not bad actually, because now that's a massive increase, and it's going to help you work on those primes that need the Dolomite particles. And then obviously in here you've got a load of materials as well. The materials are looking kind of juicy in here. I'm kind of not living it too much with the rares, which is primarily what I need right now. But then again, if there's a chance I can get that 405, I'm going to take it no matter what. 2 chest chance, 380 just for the single one. Now, what the G5 and G6 is going to look like, I do not know, but it's going to be there available for you. So, that's those. Now we're coming on to the additions to the Xborg faction store. Now, Spartan, you might have access to these already, with the exception of the Monavine. So, as you can see, the Monavine's giving you this. This is roughly about a single chest refinery pull. Yeah, if you really running short on them, you can do this one. Me, I don't run short on them because obviously I do at least 2 or 3 runs a day with the Monavine, so I'm actually golden. Voyager one as well. If you start running on the low on the Herodian relics and some of the exotic biotoxins, you can go and get them. Fine. 7 chests is going to give me 35,000. Not enough for 2 chests pull every 3 days. Not enough. Yours has not changed yet. Okay, so you're not seeing these just yet. So this is definitely going to be a level 40 area. So you got that. Then you've also got your Fisher, which is going to give you some raw form of concentrated and raw latinum. So basically just take them to the refinery every 22 hours. And then also you're going to go on to your Stellar, your Mantis, your Botany Bay, your Defiant, Meridian, and your Talios. So that rounds out the extra chests added to the Xborg faction store. Now we're getting on to the favors. So, favors. Well, we've already seen particle beam delay, but yet we've actually not seen it in action. Now, obviously, if you've already been playing with it, you have seen it in action. But I'll tell you what, for those who haven't actually seen this thing in action, let's go show it in action, shall we? So, okay, so we're not going to see it in action just yet. When did that happen? I didn't see anything come across the screen to tell me about that. Seriously. Who did it? Oh, it's our other fan. It's our other fan. You saw it. Oh, I'm glad somebody did because I didn't see it. It's our other fan. Yeah. What's he flying around with? What's he actually gonna... What's he beating up on me with? He's using his Enterprise D with a PvE crew? Yeah. He's beating up on me all day long with this. Bye. Oh yeah, balanced. The only thing I can think of with these guys, as much as they love us, is they're bored brainless, and they are trying to push players into PvE. So PvP. Well, sorry. Don't give a toss. I'll just repair my ship and send it back. All you're doing is just wasting your time. Oh, hello. That wasn't meant to drop. So, right. Now, we've got to see if we can do this one quick. Hey, Joseph, welcome in. So, Picard, Data, and Janeway. Yeah, I did actually try that kind of a loadout. Here we go. Got a 40 here. Good. It's not damaged, so we'll go straight at that. I did try that loadout myself, and it's in one of the battle logs. There we go. So we've actually won this one. Yee! How much damage did we take? We took barely anything. Excellent. That's what we like to see. So now I'm going to go after another one quickly. And then what I'm going to do is, while that's happening, I'm probably going to get shot again if they turn up. But, oh, we got a chest. Good. I can show off a chest. Haha. So, quite easily beat that without a problem. Again, we've gone one round. Oh, so maybe I'm punching below my weight here. So, pretty much what we're seeing is we've got no criticals there, no criticals there, no criticals there, but yet I've destroyed it. So, absolutely not a problem. So, it looks like we're actually benefiting from this particle delayed cannon. And what we're getting, I'm getting, these are your scraps that you'll obviously need to take back to your store to spend. Yay, these are the ones that I need 5,500 of every single day just to actually get into the loop. Yeah. And apparently there's no chest found. But yeah, it's telling me I've got a chest. I've got one down here as well. But anyway, so now we're going to prove that it wasn't actually a mistake. This one I took a bit more damage. Oh, we went 2 rounds here. Ooh, we went 2 rounds. And here's the reason why we went 2 rounds. Here's the reason why. Now, here comes the bonus, right? Here comes the bonus. In all the previous battle logs, save the one we've just looked at, by the time I fired 6 shots, charged up the 4th weapon, or actually, yeah, charged up the 4th weapon, he's hit me with that big go-home cannon, that 1 billion shot anti. He's hit me with that. There's the last 2 shots. There's the charging. Oh. His big gun, his big bang bang gun is charging. It's charging. It's not there now. Lord, don't be shocked. So there we go. Weapons are charging again. And there comes my final one, which fires 3 shots. The first of it is actually critical. And bye-bye. Gone. Now, I've got to be careful with this one because of the firing pattern of the Newton. because I've only gone 2 rounds, the chance that he's going to actually kill me next. So, what do the skulls mean in the new system? Huh? The skulls? Ooh. You've got me there. Let's see if we can find some. And apparently, I'm still killing. Please tell me we do not have a bloody banner problem again. So, skulls. Yeah, that's event. That means there's a specific event aimed in those particular systems. So, I can take on the 40s. Not a problem. Okay, now, the one thing that we mentioned in Lube's stream is if you can destroy, in fact, it was Lube who suggested this, if you can destroy these hostiles in 1 or 2 rounds, go up a level. If you can do it in 3 or 4 rounds, that's where you need to be. So we're going to see if this kind of holds weight a little bit. Now, as a level 49 player, technically I should be able to actually go fairly high if I've done the that favor any justice and actually it's working. But we're going to find that one out because we're going to find out how high we can actually go. And then obviously we're going to bring out the Enterprise E-Crew as well. So here we go. So now we're in that system. Finish that. So here's the level 42. Have a quick look. Ignores your shields and just fire straight through. And 500% stacking. So that's fair dues. Let's go after it. Let's see what happens now. Yes, I have got a slight bit of damage. Yeah, you would be able to do the 40s if you... Yeah. There's no questions about it, Spartan. You'd be able to do them if you had access to it. And... No, I've gone boom. I've gone boom. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. I did mention that briefly, Joseph, that the new wanted ships are surveys. So, right, let's have a quick look at this battle log. So, I actually did a hell of a lot of damage to this thing. That's actually pretty good. But how many rounds did we go? We went 3 rounds. Guess what's in that 3rd round? Yes, it's going to be the big gun. So, let's go into the 2nd round. So, as you can, as we saw in the last battle log, charging, 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 firing 3. So there we go, 3 shots, not a problem. So still charging. So there's the 2 rounds that this one favor has done. It's pushed it back. Then obviously you come into this one. Oh great, straight off with a critical shot. Took his shields down here. So that's interesting. His shields held out longer. Then we find another barrage, then another barrage, then my kinetics charging again, and here we go. Here's the big gun. Here's the big gun. So that's it. That's me gone. So what am I going to do now? Does anybody in chat know what I'm going to do next? And I'm going to wait for you to answer this one. Go on, I'm sure somebody can actually answer what I'm going to do next. Nobody want to guess? No, you're just saying, come on, Pegasus, get on with it, aren't you? Cry in the shower. Hey, Pets, welcome in, buddy. By the favor level 2. Exactly, Johnny D. Welcome into the chat, mate. Yes, I'm going to go after the next level of the beam delay. So that's now going to push it back to round 5. And then the 3rd level, oh, it's uncommon credits. That's fine. That is absolutely fine because now it's remembering where everything is actually going to be. So basically, then I'm going to come here and 1,000 credits. Yeah, okay, so I'm not going to be able to do that in one day. So if we actually took it by the 145, I'm looking around about a week. I'm looking about a week before I can get that final beam delay, give or take. That's if you aim specifically at that. So now we've done that one. Let's go out and try and hit that hostile again. Also, we're not going to go after the same. We're not going to try and find the one that I actually damaged, because that won't. That'll mess up the results. Obviously, yes, I was damaged. So there we go. That's that event done. Oh yes, the galactic tokens as well. These are a new thing for the new chest, which we'll cover in just a moment. So while the Newton's flying, let's actually have a quicker look at these events that we've got today. The calendar has also been dropped as well, so you can check them out. This will be basically for you doing the favors. Completing the prime researches obviously will actually go towards as well, but it is an SLB. Winning it, 15 shards of Hugh, always nice. 15 shards of the Boar Queen, yeah, okay, fine. And 34 shards of Lalan, which is a full unlock. Yeah, okay, not bad, not bad. Not exactly one I'm actually going to chase, in all honesty, but it's going to last all month, so you've got plenty of time to build up on that one. Now, this one's a bit of a piss take for me, literally. It's an SMS. You've got a month to do it. Get this refit, and you can get 5 shards of Janeway and 5 shards of BLT. Are they taking the proverbial piss? Right, okay. Let's put this down into a spender's mindset. Now, bearing in mind, this refit is not available in the purchase store just yet. It's most likely going to drop at some point this month. It's got to. But they're going to go out and spend $100 or £100 or whatever the currency is, to get this refit, 120 shards, get this refit, and we will actually, the description is there what it does, but we will talk more about it in a little bit later. $100 for 5 shards of Janeway and 5 shards of Bellona. The only thing that $100 has got the value for is the cube itself. That's just a giveaway. That's a gimme. That's a yeah, okay. Just spent $100 on this, and I'm fine. Just here, have this. This is like throwing scraps to the poor. No, those rewards are not worth $100. Absolutely not worth it in a million years. The only thing that is worth $100 is the cube, the refit itself. Now, the refit itself is brilliant, as I understand it. Basically, once you've got this refit, you just need to activate it. That's it. You do not need to apply it. So basically, you're going to go around, charge up your cutting beam, and then you're going to get 2 shots out of it. So basically, if you're hitting the correct level hostiles, which will blow up with 1 shot of the cutting beam, you're charging your cutting beam up to kill 2 hostiles, doubling the number of loot that you're going to get, instead of going charging up, firing a shot, charging up, firing a shot. This one's now charge up, fire a shot, fire a shot. Unless you're going after the same target, in which case you're going to have to wait 30 seconds. That's the downside to it. If you've got to wait 30 seconds, then obviously it's a case of charge it up, fire a shot, fire a shot, basically, at the same target. So, but for me, I go after the Jem'Hadar hostiles. I can actually kill the level 49, which is 2 levels above me, so I'm taking a 20% hit on tax as it is. But this means I can go out, charge my cutting beam up to 100%, and I can take out 2 level 49 Explorer Jem'Hadar host fighters. Oh, sorry, cruisers. the cruisers. I can take out 2 on 1 charge using this refit. Now, to me, that's worth it. That is absolutely worth it, because I'm building up those antimatter pods like there's no bloody tomorrow at the minute. I think I'm nearly at 2 million. Yeah, I've got enough to keep me going for a couple of months. For nearly a couple of months already. Because of how many I'm building up every single day, just to get the number of TDs I need for a daily basis pull. So this refit would actually cut the amount of time that I'm grinding with the bore cube. It will cut it down. Then you've got the SLB for some more research and favors, which is one I've been scoring towards by getting those beam delays. So as you can see, I'm ranked 119th. Yeah, okay. And to be perfectly honest, right, this SLB is actually... Are we going to... Here we go. This one's actually worth it better. Export credits of all 4 types. And a load of resources and materials. 31 billion steel. Ooh, yeah, definitely would like that. Obviously, if you're in the G5, it's going to be better off. But yeah, so basically acquiring the favors, completing any research in the Xborg research tree, and then obviously any research as well. So they'll score towards it. How much you actually do is entirely up to you. Obviously, this is the one that we've just completed. This is the one that you see me pulling, so claiming all the time, because obviously just that particle beam delay has actually completed this. The 2 levels completed this. I've still got 1 day and 18 hours to go. So that's just going to sit there. But again, I can work on some of the other stuff as I go through. Zindi Hunt. So this is basically going out collecting scraps. So you're going to get 10 points per scrap. So I need 280,000 points in total. Again, this is 2 days. So that's going to give me plenty of time to go out and get those scraps. Not a bad set of Syndicate XP on this one. So we're looking, what, 7,520. 7,520 XP on this one. And some of these new galactic tokens, which we can take to the store in the recruit section, which we will look at a little bit later. Then you got your mission key ones as well. Whoopie-doo-dah day. Here's your turf wars, basically discovery PvP, or going after the armadas in origin space, which is territory space. So a nice little bit of loot as normal. It's great to have the resources and materials back. So as you can see here, it's got the your objectives. PvP must take place in beta systems. You must defeat other players' discovery with your own discovery to gain points to win. You gain points for losing with your discovery against other players, against another player's ship anytime. So if basically they come in with the Enterprise D, because they love punching down, and they pop out your discovery, at least you're still going to get a point. As you can see, 3 points for the win and 1 point for a loss. So basically, 30 defeats in comparison to 10 victories. Not bad. And then armadas can be defeated with any ship, so you don't necessarily need the discovery. Highly would recommend that you run against these armadas with a full loot crew. Trust me, if you're actually strong enough to take these things out, you're really going to need it, and you're going to need the Talios as well. Completing missions and everything else. you sped up 1 of your miles. Yeah, I've not actually looked at that particular one. I sort of like drifted off with the section 31 at the minute, and I think I'm going to drift off even further. Now, I've not looked at this particular one over. As you can see, these are what the missions that I'm going to be able to do. Is the main storyline, which is 34 plus, and then I've got all the side missions. So the speed ups. This is actually nice. This is actually quite nice from Scopely. Yes, it's not materials, granted, but those are infinitely more valuable to me for things like my research. It's going to save me some latinum. it is going to save me some latinum. So it is nice they've actually done that. So now, did I? Oh, you know what? I'm going to add them in later. I know for a fact that I'm going to be able to complete them before event reset tomorrow. So that's the event. Wow, the Newton's still alive. He's not come after me. So there we go. So we'll pick up that. We'll pick on this 42 here, and we'll go smack him. And we've beaten him. We've actually beaten him. And okay, so we've taken a bit of damage as well. Let's go have a look at the scorecard. Again, I've got another chest. Yay! So, how much should we get? We've got 130. The chest is this. So let's have a look what we're going to get. What we're going to get. More scraps. I'll tell you what. I might as well just go to the fish and chip shop and say, can I have a plate of scraps, please? Oh, a plate? You don't go to a fish and chip shop and ask for a plate of scraps. You go ask for a tray of scraps. So extra scraps there. So yes, I took a little bit more damage than what I did with the 40s. Again, only gone 3 rounds. Okay, so I could actually potentially go higher. But let's just throw it down to the end of round 3. As you can see, the big gun's not there, so which means that extra favor is definitely working. So which is good. So now we'll go to the next system up. Oh my god, my eyes have started again. Don't worry though, it's not conjunctivitis this time. It's just basically my eyes are being battered. Now, another thing I've not mentioned. When you go up against these things, make sure you go up following the combat triangle. So you see me going after the explorers because I'm in a battleship. That will be your best way around it. Just, yeah, that will be the best way. So next one's going to be the 44. So yeah, follow the battle triangle if you can. So how long we got to go there? 56 seconds. So that's not particularly too bad. Oh. Bloody hate my eyes. I really do. I love them because I get to watch my kids grow up. And I can see where I'm actually going. Well, if I really want to. But they don't half annoy me. Especially when they start irritating like they do. Come on, are we going to click? Come on, click, click, click. Thank you. So, now I'm fully expecting to take way more damage in here. There we go. Oh, there's a couple of 44s near me. So this one's 31 million, so it's only a little bit weaker than me. Let's see how we go. Now, yes, I have taken some damage, so... But we've beaten it. We've beaten it. And I took a hell of a lot of damage there. Took a hell of a lot of damage. So... Now, let's have a look at this one. Again, got another chest. I thought there was a spider running across my wall there. Whoa. Ooh, that really did some damage. 211. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad. And then... Oh. Okay. Just... Okay. There, dudes. So, battle log then. There we go. We've gone the 4 rounds. So, let's go to the end of the 4th round just to show that the big gun's not firing then. Where are we? There we go. Yep, so there we can see it not firing at the end of the 4th round. So, which basically means that particle delay is actually having an effect. And it's definitely working in our favour. So, now, have I got just enough hull to do one more? Have I got just enough hull to do one more? Because what was it? If you can do 4 rounds, go to the next level up. Well, let's have a... Because that took 4 rounds. Yeah, this will probably be the highest I can go. Okay, so we survived that one as well. But we've pretty much got no hull left. So, Let's send him home for some repairs. So they're the hostiles then. So I can only go up to level 44, but we do have some different crews that we can look at trying and seeing if we get any better results. So they've got 225. What do we get in the chest this time? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I'll take that. It's only two. It's only two, but I'll take that. I will actually take that. That's good. So that's not bad, that. So how many rounds did we go on that one? Oh, we only went 3 rounds on that one. Why is Gigi your captain? Burning? Obviously, that's going to be absolutely useless, but this is the crew that I've been running. Obviously, I've been using GG because of the officer ability for burning. I don't want to be putting Ortega's in command because she has critical chances of captain's ability, so I don't want to do that. Yes, I could put 5 of 11 in command, but well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So, I mean, it's another possible variation. But now, there is a crew I do want to look at before we move on to the Enterprise E crew, and that is Fat Mud. Now, because he's been suggested of being used as well. And I'm going to guess that they want him in command. So let's go to officers and then sort by group and look at Fat Mud. Yeah, 5's got the mitigation as the captain's ability. So, hydrate. Fresh out. Oh, hang on. Nope. Sorry. Ah, yeah, still got some juice left over. So, well, it's definitely not that far down. Here he is. Oh, he's on a bloody away team. So, 2 steps ahead then. So, has a 40% chance of raising shield mitigation to 98% for the first 2 rounds of combat. Now, that's neither here nor there. That's a complete and utter waste because these things pass straight through your shields. They don't affect your shields whatsoever. So having that chance to raise your shield mitigation to 98% from 80%, not really worth it in my opinion. If you can make a case for shield mitigation to be raised when the enemy weapons pass straight through shields and don't even touch it, I'm all ears. So, Mud has a 40% chance of doubling the shots of all weapons for the first round of combat. Now, actually, that's actually a pretty good ability, I will say. That does actually have some benefit here. Because the chance to increase my energy weapons shots from 2 to 4 is certainly going to do a lot more damage. However, stuck at 40%, not particularly one that I would consider, but he is in the transporter patterns, so I could potentially go and get that higher. So, yeah, I can't do it in a minute because I haven't got the badges or the credits, but a 50% chance at tier 4. Yeah, 50-50 chance. Yeah. So instead of 6 shots for the first round, I could potentially go to 12 shots. Yeah, okay. I would definitely take that as an option. So definitely one worth to consider. Now, the next one on the list of this particular set was Harrison. Now, obviously, I've put him on the Discovery. And this will be the ability that was mentioned earlier in chat. Ignores 60% of opponent's shield. So That would make a lot of sense. That would make a lot of sense. And then for some reason, the next officer they put is Kang. Why Kang? I don't know. Because Kang's captain's ability is critical damage, it's hull breach. But he's also accuracy. He's anti-interceptor. So, I don't know. But, I mean, I definitely would not be looking at Harrison for the captain's ability, because obviously he needs to be on an explorer. Or when fighting explorers. Actually, yeah. Try the cube. Forget Tile. Tile's a complete and utter waste of time on these. The reason I'm going to say Tile is a waste of time, because you've seen so far how many rounds we've gone. For Tile to be effective, you will need to go 5 or more rounds, because he strips 5% each time. So, really, Tile's not going to do much for you. Hey, Paul, welcome in, buddy. So, I really would not bother with Tile. No, it doesn't matter accuracy. Okay. I won't be putting accuracy on it, because I'm not going after the interceptors. So I go after the explorer. So if I put anyone on the bridge, it would most likely be Marcus for the shield mitigation of him. So if we just jump out of this a minute and click on Marcus, the shady ability. At the start of battle, Alexander Marcus increases shield piercing of the ship by 1600% of the defense of the crew on board. That's obviously maxed out, if you have him maxed out. So, yeah, shield piercing, get through those shields. But, I mean, he's definitely one that I would absolutely consider. Obviously, his captain's ability is morale, but yeah, don't you? Yeah, absolutely. But Enterprise E, Picard, and Data. Yeah, we're going to look at that formation as well tonight. Run it. Okay, whoa, right. Careful with the demands. I don't know if it's meant to come across as that, but we can definitely actually look at it. So, right, let's get the ship repaired. Now, I have a slight problem, though, Nuts. Because if I take Giorgio off the ship, I'm losing burning, which means I'm losing isolytic damage. I'm going to be losing isolytic damage. Load up a repair exo. He's only 30%, so I would not be comfortable using him on these at the minute. I won't be comfortable using him because there's always that chance he's not going to proc, especially with so few rounds. Load up a repair exo and run the crew. Let's see. Okay. So, like I say, I'm prepared to run these formations. Not a problem. Yeah, the only time I would consider Neelix viable for something like this would actually be tier 4. Burning is a sidecar ability. You just need a different captain. More important is doing the research, getting the beam delay to level 2 or 3. Yeah, I've got the beam to level 2 now, Paul. We've done that here on stream. Right, Nuts, you're not quite making sense about what you're on about. Tell me what crew you want me to put on the bridge. All right, we are going to look at the Enterprise E crew with 5. We are going to look at them, so don't worry too much about that one. We will be looking at them. PMT is also another good one if you wanted to use, because apparently these things fire kinetics. You find these new hostiles fascinating but frustrated. Yeah. Running through all the crews. Yeah, and it's definitely been something that I've enjoyed going through and having a look at. But it is a bloody headache. So, Tier 3 Harry, where are you? There he is. Right, so... Yeah, very. I've already spent a good 5 or 6 trillion... 5 or 6 billion already in repairs. That's not including the 2 PvP hot shots I've had. Right, so Harry, and then what was it? Harrison next, wasn't it? Where are you? They really need to find another way to source Harrison, because he's one of these officers you can't actually piss in sauce. Where is he? Here he is. So put him there. And then let's move myself out of the way a second while I put that all the way back to the beginning. And then I'm going to put Giorgio back in for the burning. No. No. Absolutely not. There is very little point, and obviously it's like I'm in agreement with we mentioned this on Lube's stage as well for the stream that he's done tonight, which he started earlier than us, so I think he's finished now. We also said there's no point putting Hull Breach on there. Hull Breach is aimed at improving your critical damage. And if you're looking at triggering the artifacts, Interceptor needs Hull Breach for the isolated damage. Actually, thinking about it, okay, we'll put Kang on then. Where is he? Ah, there he is. He's out on ship B. You only killed 3. I used Janeway, Strange New World, Spock, and 5 of 11 went 3 rounds. When I used GG instead of Janeway, I went 5 rounds. Damien, ideally you want to go 3 rounds. You do want to go 3 rounds. So stick with Janeway on that one, because it is literally you need to apply as much damage as you can. Right, Nuts, what do you mean not at Captain? But on both cases you can only kill 3. Yeah, I mean, if you can only kill 3, then that's fine. But it's killing 3 on 3 rounds is going to be cheaper in repair costs than killing 3 on 5 rounds. I will say that much. It's going to be cheaper on repair costs that way. Just make sure you've always got a net benefit when it comes to repair costs. So if it's cheaper to do 5 rounds, so killing 3 at 5 rounds, okay. But if it's a lot cheaper killing 3 at 3 rounds, which infinitely it is, in theory. Depends on the hostile and what they fire in those first 3 rounds, really. Then go for the 3 and 3 rounds. I would. So 3 with 3 rounds. So, right, Nuts, who are you telling me to put as captain? Because the only officer I could... What do you mean, don't even bother? You've lost me now, Nuts. Absolutely lost me. Yeah, let's go to run that one. Let's see what happens with this one. We'll see what happens with this one. Right. So now, while we wait for him to fly, let's have a look at the new officers that we've been given this month. And obviously they're going to be right near the bottom. So here we go. So we're going to start with Ray Topol. Now, obviously this is a mine officer. Both the officers that we've been given this month are below deck officers. Oh, I already fixed it. So Harry is captain then. I'm guessing. So, right, so starting off with Topol's officer ability, we're looking at a protected cargo increase. Now, I did mention this in the patch notes that this could potentially be better than DuPont. So if we actually compare it with DuPont, who's going to be back all the way up here, perhaps it would have probably been better for me to get a screenshot of this one. So as you can see, mine's tier 3 at current with the hidden stash, and he's giving me 150%. So if we actually look at the tier 4, it's going to go up to 200%. So now I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head, Topol goes to 350% maxed out. So and at tier 4, she's 250%. So actually, in a sense, she's in line with DuPont. She is actually in line with him. So, yeah. Officer ability, it's just going to give you that extra protected cargo for another ship, really. And then below deck ability, if you get lost in the chat, just scroll up until it comes together. No, I was still following what you were saying, Nuts. I was just waiting for you to tell me what loadouts you wanted, Monty, because I don't think you actually mentioned who in command. I mean, I could be wrong. Crewcraft Mud. Oh, Mud as captain. Right, yeah, right. Now I've got it. I missed that cat word. That's what it was. So, below deck is mining ore. Now, a 50% increase to your mining speed. Yeah, okay, fair dues. To be honest, there's not much you can really say. So, avid miners out there, yeah, sticking this below deck on your ore miner should actually be a bit of a benefit for you. But in all honesty, it's not really going to show much improvement. A 50% boost is not going to show much whatsoever. Should have made Topol a mitigation officer for the Enterprise E-Crew. No. Not the Enterprise E-Crew. Completely different time zone. Because Topol is 2150s in the timeline, Enterprise E crew is 2370s. So, in all honesty, no, they can't. They couldn't put her under the same synergy group. But that being said, a mitigation officer, I would actually agree with. I would agree with the mitigation. Yeah, let's. Why they did that, I really do not get. I really don't. I really do not get what they wanted to create a new officer for the strike teams. They could have actually just created a new officer from the same time zone instead of dragging. Well, technically they are from the same time zone. Realistically, yeah, they are from the same. But yeah, why a minor? I mean, 50% is literally nothing. It's nothing. I mean, what was she maxed out at? 250%, was it? Is this? If I remember correctly? Again, that's nothing. You're probably saving yourself 5 minutes at 250%. That's it, 5 minutes. If you really wanted to boost, times it by 10. That's the way I see it. Times it by 10. So, yeah. Now, Trip, I don't know why they called him Trip Tucker, because obviously his actual name is Charles Tucker III. So, but, yeah. We'll leave it at that. So this one, increasing critical damage by 50% for 2 rounds against hostiles and players. Does T'Pol know the two that know each other? Hey, what? Mining laser already has a 2000% bonus already. Yeah, exactly. So if your mining laser is going to be a 2000% increase, and you actually see at least a tangible gain off that, why are you going to do a 50% on an officer? Yeah, they've actually made him an officer. And he's not a bad officer in all honesty. So against the hostile and the players, I've already mentioned, decreases opponents' critical damage by 50% for 2 rounds. Obviously, it doesn't work against the Marders or Assaults, so this can be a good one in base defense. Now, you've already got Damar, and I've seen it mentioned about the fact he reduces the opponent's critical damage to 0. So, the third, Trip, yeah. Yeah, I know the Trip side of things, but his actual name is Charles Tucker III. So, yeah. But, oh, I've got it. I figured it out. I finally figured it out. So we'll get there in a second, and I'll tell you what I figured out. But yeah, so reducing it by 50%. Okay, that's not bad, but when players are having their critical damage increased by like 3, 4, 500%, yeah. Now it does stack, which is a bonus, but then again, how often do battles nowadays go past 1 round? So, yeah, I can't see the officer ability really being much. But however, hand in the cookie jar. Increasing the amount of resources gained from Hirogen and Species 8472 by 30%. This is where I think he's going to be very, very effective. A loot gainer from the Delta Quadrant species. Now, why it's on the Delta Quadrant species, I really do not know. They definitely released the two most popular characters in the Enterprise. Trip, yeah, I do like Trip. And Archer, I like Archer. Porthos, we could have seen more Porthos. I wish we had. But yeah. No, it's not going to come out. But Hoshi Sato, yeah, definitely Hoshi. I can't wait to see if they're going to bring Hoshi in. Linda Park, she's a lovely lady. Not met her yet. I don't think I'll ever will, but she's actually older than me. I'm 39. She's older than me. Didn't actually know that. Although it kind of makes sense because I was 16 when Enterprise was released in 2001. So 2002. 16 going on 17. So Emperor Sato. Yeah. Now, yeah, that bit doesn't do it. Doesn't do it for me. Change her in that way. But yet Tilly, when they changed Tilly into Killy, oh yes, absolutely. But let's not digress. So, hand in the cookie jar. Now, if you watched my patch note video, you know the fact I was trying to figure out what episode this comes from. This comes from the episode where Trip found an embedded message in a subroutine for T'Pol from a Vulcan ship that had come to watch them scan an asteroid and go and take core samples from the asteroid. Archer's Comet. Sorry, it's not an asteroid, it's a comet. So, and what it was basically a message written in Vulcan, coded as if it was top secret, and sent on this Vulcan ship to Enterprise rather than via the normal channels. And also it piqued Trip's interest. What is it? He took it to Captain Archer, who turned around and said, top priority, get it. Trip pulled it, took it to Hoshi to decode, who then took it back to Trip and said, it's decoded, it's in the database, have a read. And he had a read of it. And this is where he found out that T'Pol was supposed to be getting married. And he goes to Captain Archer and confesses what the message was. And he says, I feel like I've been caught with my hand in the cookie jar. That's where it's from. Now, yes, go ahead and call me a geek. By all means, I've got no problems with that. The fact that I can remember the episode that well, I've got to be a geek somewhere along the line on that one. But anyway, but this one actually has the benefit of really helping you because, like I said as well in the patch notes video, I struggle now with a tier 7 Voyager. Yeah, it's my own fault for going tier 7 to actually to get enough exotic toxins over 3 days, or with the cheers, Damien. Yeah, with the 4,500 deuterium canisters with even with Neelix at tier 3, I struggle to get enough exotic biotoxins to do 2 chest pull every 3 days. This will help. This will help get there. Now, yes, we've also got the new chest in the expansion of the export fraction store, which can also help. But I don't want to go spend credits on that. I'd rather have this. Now, sourcing for this month is going to be through the 3 heroic SMSs, which he can be fully sourced every single weekend. So that's potentially all you need is 1 weekend. First weekend, second weekend, or third weekend. Take it up to you. Save up your materials if really need. I mean, another thing I would probably recommend. You've got that export faction store now. Get it up to, what is it, Steamed if I remember correctly? Save up your credits. Go get a load of materials. Spend them on the third weekend. Do it on the last day, though, on the Monday. Or it depends when the event reset is. Do it just before event reset. Spend the materials, say like an hour before. For me, event reset is 5 p.m, which is UTC, which is game time. So 1700 hours. So say like do it at 4 p.m. UTC, 1600 hours UTC, game time. Blast down materials and see how far you can get. Now, it's in 8 milestones. The first 4, according to DJ, is going to be one that you can do quite easily. So it might be a case of you just have to work over all 3 weekends to actually get it. The top milestones 5 through 8 are going to be the heroic side. So that's where you're going to have to really spend the material. So I've got a funny feeling that they are going to be pretty high in material costs. Now, yes, I've got a pylon I can build. I've got the blueprints for it. I was going to do it the first weekend. I might just wait for the third weekend just to try and get some more rare gas in. But then again, I've got a load of research that needs rare gas. Sod's law. But I've got a Saladin that I've built. So I can spend a load of G3 materials as well. I've got enough G3 materials to do it. But again, I might just wait till the third weekend to do both. Bit of a conundrum I've got. What do I do? And how am I going to do it? But again, it's going to come down to how it's all... how the points are going to work on that one as well. But anyway, so Trip does actually seem like the better off. So out the 2 this month. Yeah. So that's that. So it looks like they're running Armadas quite a lot in territory at the minute. Either that or the Armada's just popping up. So now we're running this Mud Crew. And it is the one we have got Kang on this one, haven't we? If I remember correctly, we have got Kang on this one. So let's see what damage we're going to do off this. Now, because I've taken 5 of 11 off, I'm not going to get as much loot, which for me is the problem, because this is literally going to be about loot. Now, I can already see from here, I've actually taken a lot more damage than I did with the previous crew. So I got the chest, that's absolutely fine. So what did my hull go down to? Wow, 17 million. So I've lost just over 55% of my hull. So basically means I'm not going to be able to go against the next one. And I've gone 4 rounds. Okay, fair dues. I've gone 4 rounds. And the loot I pulled is only 161. Okay. Okay, so we've got some explorer parts as well now. That's nice. But when I compare that against this particular one, where it went from 16 million to 6 million, that's only 10 million drop. And obviously I went 3 rounds. So we don't want to compare it with that particular one. We want to compare it with this one because we actually went from, if I catch it quick enough. No, I missed it. But yeah, I probably went about 14 million on that one. And I went 4 rounds. Okay, so yeah, fine, both the same. But I took less damage on this one. So yes, it's nice. Let's have a look at the battle log and see if Mud actually procced. Because I suppose if Mud actually procced, which he didn't. So if Mud had procced, I don't think I would have... Oh, that doesn't help neither. I have a critical shot. I don't think I would have lost as much hull. So I'll tell you what, we're going to give him a second chance. We're going to go after another one. Oh, there's one right underneath me. We'll go after another one. We're going to give him another chance to see if he can proc. But it might be a case of you're probably going to need like a T5 Mud. Would be probably more beneficial. No, we actually lost. So that means we must have easily gone the 5 rounds. But we're going to see if Mud procced. I think we're going to safely say that no, he didn't. But let's give him the benefit of the doubt on this one. Oh! No, he didn't proc. But that's close. That is close. So if I had just an extra 1,000 hull, maybe 2,000, I probably would have won this fight. Maybe. Let's be conservative. Let's say if I had an extra 5,000 hull, I would have won this fight. That's how close it is. But Mud didn't proc again, so that's that 40% working. Yeah, not exactly much. Now, let's go around to the one that everyone's actually saying that they're running, which is the Picard, Data, and 5. So this is going to be the massive loot increase. So we gave Mud his chance. He's definitely a viable crew. Go against the 42s with him any day. I will say that. I'm not going to turn around and say he's not a good officer. Because he's definitely actually... These hostiles now can give him a lot of love. A lot of love. So that's always going to be a good thing. So Data... Right. Now, another question I did get asked from someone in my alliance, should they go with the strongest ship in their arsenal? Yes, would be a straight answer. Go with the strongest ship, because then you've got more survivability and more chance to go just that little bit further. So, more tokens. Now, let's actually go have a look at this Galactic Recruit chest. Seems we've got a bit of time, we might as well. And then what we'll do is, for the last 25 minutes or so, well, 20 minutes probably by the time we get there, we'll go through the calendar and see what we've actually got coming up. So, new officers. Lube called this the new recruits chest, so yeah, okay. But what you're going to get in here is you're going to get Voyager officers. Now, it's a single shard of each. It is a single shard of each. And you're also going to get the pick officers, Dixon Hill, who currently had no sourcing. Now he does. And obviously you're going to get some of the Borg drones as well. So if you don't want to do expansion cubes, now you've got the chance to get Gosa, Dizok, and the Borg Queen. 5 shards. All officers have an equal chance. That's good. So it doesn't matter whether it's a rare or an epic, you've got it'll be literally any 5 shards split from this. So how many we got in here? We've got 5, 10, 15, 19. Okay, so basically this is going to be a 5.3% chance of any card. 5.3% chance. Okay, fair dues. Can't grumble. Now, so far we've not seen a cooldown on this one. I can't see there being a cooldown on this one. But again, it's going to come with this one. It is going to come down to how easily these shards are going to be sourced. At the minute, obviously we've got that one event, which is the hostile hunt for the new Zindies. So... But that chest has got a 19 days left on it, so which means that's only lasting for this month. So it might be a case of you want to save up all the tokens, and we might get the full 4,000 by the end of the month and spend it all then. It's entirely up to you. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing, and then I get to pull all those shards in one go. So right, so that's the one that's damaged. I don't want that one. I want you. So let's see how much damage we took. So we definitely won this one. Wow, I'm actually happy with that. That's a lot less damage. A lot less damage. So now let's have a quick look at the loot. And 321. So that's a lot better. That is a lot better. And we went 3 rounds. Nice. Obviously, Data starting off with the Isolytic. So, so maybe this... Now, going back to earlier, someone mentioned using Neelix, and obviously I brushed him off because of only 30% chance. If you do have a tier 4 or higher Neelix, maybe worth putting him below deck using this crew. Maybe. Tier 5, absolutely, because you're guaranteed burning all the time. So, but bearing in mind that his below deck ability will only last for 1 round. So I'm going to take that one out. And then let's take an educated guess where my hostile went that I left. These things fly around at some speed. That's not him. That's not him. No, I think he's disappeared now. It's hard to keep track of where hostiles are flying because they're flying that bloody fast. So now, obviously, I've killed 2. That 56 looks ominous. Yep, it is. Oh, he's not going to have the chance to kill me. What a shame. So, obviously, he didn't survive that one then. So, obviously, I can only kill 2 hostiles. Went 3 rounds, so that's literally as high as I can actually go. Now, working out if there's another crew I could potentially use. Actually, I will give PMT a chance on this one. But hang on, let me think. I need, how much isolytic was I dealing? That's what it's going to come down to for me. How much isolytic was I dealing with? So okay, right, so let me think. I'm actually thinking of replacing 5 with Janeway and then putting Neelix below deck. We'll actually give that a go. Group, Janeway, and below deck, Neelix. Right, let's. Right, that's fine. That's fine. Lose a bit of defense. That's fine. So right. So let's have a quick look at the calendar then, shall we? Because obviously that's dropped today, which is nice. So it's nice to see the fact there's not a massive amount of features dropping in this, and this is a loop that you can actually actively get involved in and keep going. But it is going to be a loop that you're really going to have to just work through until you actually get to that point where it will literally take you 5 minutes to do. So here's your Battle Pass milestones then for this month. So pretty standard. Yep, not much point going through them. So non-Battle Pass specific events. So obviously you got the complete missions as normal. The Battle Pass overflow. So you got them which will run through the whole month. Then you've got the Research Chase Heroic SLB, which we've had a quick look at, which is obviously doing your research, artifacts, and yeah, anything towards research basically. Also, we should have knowledge is power, which is acquire Xborg favors and doing Xborg research to score. Again, we've already done that one, so that runs for 2 days, and then it's going to run towards the end of the arc as well. That's for 38 and 70, and then there's going to be one that's just basically complete general research for levels 10 through 37. Knowledge is powered SLB as well, 28 through 70. It's pretty much what we've already seen. The Zindi threat, again, is another one, 40 to 70. Zindi threats for the 10s to 39s is just generally defeating hostiles. Again, running today and tomorrow, and then again on the 23rd and 24th. Cube enhancement, which is going to last the whole event, is... oh, hang on, no. Cube advancement. Levels 10 to 19 solo milestone. Hang on. Can somebody please correct me, but is the Borg Cube actually available between Ops 10 and 19? I thought it was available at Ops 28. So that one really does not make any sense to me. It's a 24-hour event, Cube enhancement, and it's by acquiring the binary cutter refit. I mean, I know we have the Borg Cube acquired the Borg Cube refit, which is running all the month. Yeah, it's the skin, but why give a skin to ops levels who don't even have access to the cube? That's the bit that's perplexing me. Well, anyway, here's what it is. So, on the 15th through to the 28th, we've got a Prime Critical Damage Floor Heroic SMS, which is for levels 30 through 70. Basically, it's just doing that particular favor. So if you wanted to do it, make sure you got plenty of uncommon export credits. So here's your recruit Trip Tucker Heroic SMS. Spending G3 or higher materials. There's going to be no solo armadas involved in this, or in fact no rare or epic armadas. So yeah, don't worry too much about it. Now, as you can see, it's got a note under it saying 8 milestone extra heroic events for full unlock. Full unlock at any point during the month will allow further upgrades via app purchases. Fair dues. So that's going to be starting on Saturday the 13th, running all the way through to event change on Monday the 15th. Obviously, it does say the 14th. It is a 48-hour event, so always carries through to the Monday. Hunt the Hunters. Basically, go out and destroy hostiles in the Delta Quadrant from 25 through 70. That's going to run 5 times on the 11th, 15th, 18th, 22nd, and the 24th. So plenty of Delta Quadrant killing to do. And then the last one in this little segment is Logical Conclusions, Heroic SMS, which is recruiting and tearing up to Paul. That starts on Monday the 15th and will last till the end of the arc. Now, so as I've already mentioned, source info, we don't actually know what's going on with sourcing, so we'll just have to wait and see what will happen. So the next segment then, strengthening numbers. This is helping your alliance. So basically, hey JT, welcome in, buddy, and Jerome as well. Welcome into chat, buddy. Defeating hostiles, faction armadas, and obviously helping your alliance. So that's an alliance leaderboard. So really get involved, helping your alliance with them. Together we overcome SLB, which is spending directives for the FK armadas and defeating hostiles. Both of those events are going to run from Thursday, Friday of the first week, and then the 25th, 26th. I'm not quite sure what day they are of that particular week, but it's the final week of the arc. This belongs in a museum. Yeah, that title, that phrase rings a bell for me in Enterprise Service, but I can't think where. Scoring this event by restoring and upgrading artifacts of all 3 types, and also using artifact tokens. It is an SLB and an ALB, so yeah, no SMSs on that one for you. Formation domination, which is using the formation Armada directives. So as much as we just turned around and said that they're pretty much redundant now, you are still going to be required to do some on a 48-hour event on an SLB. So that's one you can partake in if you want. But yeah, it depends if you've even got the time to actually do it. But then again, that also is going to tie in with this belongs in a museum, using your artifact tokens and restoring and upgrading artifacts. Starting on Wednesday the 10th is a Tech Booster SLB for the lower levels, 26 through 34. Basically, upgrading, leveling up, and tearing up forbidden technology. For those at 25 and 70 on the same period, you're going to have two 24-hour events, which is pretty much doing the exact same thing. So 26 through 34, you're going to have a 48-hour event. It is an SLB. But for 25 plus, you're going to have an SMS, which basically is going to include the 26 through 34. You're going to have an SMS, which is pretty much doing the exact same thing, but it's going to be two SMSs back to back. So starting on the 20th, you're going to have Q's Trials, SMSs and SLBs. Obviously, they're going to last for 48 hours by the looks of it. A little bit of inconsistency there in putting the dates on it. I'm wondering if the Arc Runner wrote this themselves, but hey ho. Then you're going to have Gold Rush come back as well for those who, with the whip, go out, smash out that concentrated mining of concentrated platinum mining. So obviously, anybody without the whip can still complete it if you're prepared to dedicate quite a few hours of your day, which is pretty much every waking minute, to actually doing it. If you've got multiple high-level features, you could actually do it in about 7 hours last time I checked, I believe, but I could be wrong. So that's that. So Board Cube events are coming back as well. You're going to have the Heavy Hitter SLBs and Cutting It Close SMSs, 10 through 70 levels. The SLB is dealing critical damage to FKRs, Swarm, Borg, Eclipse, Action, Lost, Herodian, Freebooters, Dominion, and Cardassians and Texas. Bonus points for using the Borg Cutting Beam against them. That's basically going to be the Dominion for me. Cutting It Close SMS, basically destroying hostiles with the Borg Cube and with the Cutting Beam as well. So you're going to have the SLB, 24-hour SLB running on the 12th and the 26th. And then on the 13th, 14th, 27th and 28th, you're going to have the SMS. My Tier 5 cube survived just one Zindi hostile. Ooh. What level Zindi did you go up against? Because I know actually Nuts mentioned about using my cube. It's not as strong as my Newton, so I don't fancy taking it out there and wasting its time. Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. So, but another reason as well why I would rather use the Newton is its automatic shipability of loot bonuses as well. So, Extinction SLB and SMSs will be running as well on the 48-hour events starting on the 13th and the 27th, basically obtaining TDs from hostiles, which is obviously, as it states, you can acquire them by using the cutting beams. Then you're going to have all your ticketed events. The rare ticketed events have returned as well this month. So if you've got a stockpile of ordinary tokens, by all means, crack on Doom. You will need to complete all 9 events on the weekend to do the one rare on the Monday. The 3 officers available for the rare ticket event is going to be Hugh, Jailer, and pick Wharf. So basically, it's going to be Hugh, 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 or Hugh. Yeah, that's the recommendation. It's entirely up to you which officer you go for, obviously. But if you don't stockpile your tickets, which I don't, then stockpiling through the month is a viable tactic. So basically, just getting your three tickets in the weekend, and then saving them up to the final weekend, and then doing all 9 events, so you can actually do the at least the one rare event at the end of the month. So we pretty much know what those ticketed events are. So I'm not going to go into that. Actually, okay. Voyager Perimeter Security, that's a new one chucked in there. Okay. Yeah, by the looks of it as well, watch out, because some of these ticket events are going to last 48 hours, so plenty of time to do them as well. I think I want additional loot versus the officer for the rare. Yeah, if you want to do all 27 events, then I would definitely take the loot. But on a free-to-play path, whether it's you do 3 events each weekend, or you do all 9 events in one weekend, you're basically getting the exact same amount. Instead of spreading it out over 3 weekends, you're just condensing it into one. Basically, it all works out around about the same. So, also we've got wave defense events coming up as well, starting later in the month. More information to come on that one, and also the territory capture as well will be starting later in the month as well. So, thing I can bring up here that's not been mentioned, which is Parabellum, the jellyfish events, Jellyfish Ball, and Jellyfish Pursuit. Nothing mentioned about Syndicate Advancement. Yeah, so there's a few events missing from the list, so we don't know when they will be dropping, which is, yeah, it's typical of Scopely not to actually let us know that one. So that's your calendar for the month. Double click, didn't I? So, right. So let's go out. Now, I changed over 5 for Janeway, didn't I? So I'm taking less loot on this one. But let's see how many of these we could potentially kill. Looks like I'm doing around about the same amount of damage, actually. But at least we get another chest. Yeah, I'm doing about the same amount of damage. So that one ends me on 23 million. And then, come on. So that one there. Yeah, I'm doing about the same amount of damage. So, yeah. That's okay. So that's that. So I think definitely we'll be putting 5 of 11 on that one, and not running anything more than that, really, because obviously I'd prefer the loot. So now let's claim all these chests. And let's see what we're going to get for this one. So does anybody have any questions about this month that they want to ask? Is there any particular crew loadout that you want to see me try? Because I'm quite happy to run it. I mean, we've got a few minutes left. No, there's not going to be any SLBs this month. Now, the reason for the SLBs not running this month is because of the level 60s. Basically, there's not enough on every server. And it's not, with the SLBs, it's not fair to pit the level 59 players up against the level 60s, because they basically don't stand a cat and mouse chance of actually finishing in the top zone on that one. And because there's no separate bracket for anyone in the 60s, yeah, they can't do it at the minute. Now, in a few months, when there's more players in the 60s, then yes, I can fully see them actually finally bracketing them off. I don't understand why they can't break it up to 50 to 55 and 56 plus. JT, actually, with that particular idea, I don't know. I really don't, because obviously there's going to be a lot more G5 players now, so they could split the 50 brackets into two quite easily and do the 56 to 70 bracket. But again, it's a competition. If you're a level 56 player going up against a 66, are you really going to want to spend money to try and fight that leaderboard when you know you don't stand a cat and mouse chance? And then you've also got the side of it of Sigma resources and traditional resources. Sigma materials in comparison to traditional materials. So you've got that aspect as well. How do you balance out the points on that? So 3, I believe. Last time I checked, we had about 3. Let's have a quick look, shall we? I know I've got 1 in my alliance. There's 1 in our top alliance. There's 1 in another alliance. So I know those top 3 are 60s. Agatha has left the game. Phil, is he? Right, so he's just hit 60. Thrawn, he's still 59. And Baitosh, still 59. Yeah, so basically then, we have 3 active players in the 60s. And it's going to be 64, 64, 63. That's it. I'm sure Neil's a 64. Oh, hello. Didn't mean to do that one. Don't want to chat. You've got 9 on server 70. Nice. But again, it's not enough for a bracket. Yeah, he's a 64. I don't think it's going to be long before we're going to start seeing the G6 uncommon ships coming to our server. But yeah, so in all honesty, there's literally just, it's a handful of players in the 60s on each server. Literally just a handful. So it's not really worth Scopely actually doing at the minute. 74 has 67 as a 67, was kicking our butt in incursions. Yeah, I bet he was. I mean, what, 67? So he can fly around in a G6 rare. So yeah, he's definitely going to be kicking your asses. What's that? That's going to be the Titan for the Federation, the Lunar class ship. Can't remember the Klingons and that. 72 has 77 and 167. So yeah, there's a couple of 67s. I think there's only 2 players who are op 68 at the minute. So again, as what happened when G5 was released, you've got just a few players that are literally shooting up to the top level. And I think it's literally because they want to be the first. What they want to be the first. Once one of them gets there, it will slow down. Once somebody hits that level 70, it will slow down. The last race will be the first one to get that G6 epic. That's what it'll be. It'll be the race to get the G6 epic, and that's it. That's when it'll slow down. Where's the fun in rushing up there? Oh yeah, they're going to be spending quite a lot of money. I mean, as much as I keep saying yes, thank you to the spenders, because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have a game. But you do have to think that some people have got more money than sense. So, especially with a game that's not particularly got very good stability, do you really want to reward that by spending hundreds of thousands of dollars? But it's a player's choice if they want to do that. But as for where the fun is of rushing up there, I don't think it's a case of fun. I think it's more of a case of you've got a 69. So you've actually got one of the higher level players on your server then, Nuts. I don't think it is not 100% sure, JT. I'll have a quick look. But I think it's just the for the rushing up sense, it's more the badge of honor saying, I got here first. I'm the first. Because I'm not going to lie, right? I sat there a couple of times and thought, you know, if I had a few million quid, I could just splash it on the game and be the first there. I'll be the first one to level 60. Well, that's when it was just G5. There's a 69 on 121. Well, that's a EU server. Wow, somebody in the EU is actually spending vast amounts of money. Didn't think we could afford it over it. Right, so character's ability for Riker's speed. Critical chance by 2% for 4 rounds each time you score a hit once per weapon. On this one, JT, I'm going to say yes. It doesn't say specifically what it's aimed at. So I'm going to actually say yes. I suppose the only way you're really going to know is if you actually try it out. But given the fact it doesn't actually specifically say anything other than just an increases critical chance by 2% for 4 rounds, and it's once per weapon, I would have to say yes, it does. Want to use them on your OPC crew for the Talios? Yeah, you can do. But in all honesty, going up against a survey ship, you're not really going many rounds anyway. So, but yeah, suppose getting that critical up there fast means it's a faster kill. But yeah, but then again, the firing pattern for the Talios is very. Yeah, you see, it. Yeah, I mean, she's a good PvP ship, but not the best, in all honesty. She's good for OPC hunting, that's for sure. So, but yeah, so getting up to level 70 the fastest is a badge of honor, just to say I got there. I'm the first one there. I'm the first one to do this. Hell, Neil Armstrong has a badge of honor. He was the first man on the moon. So, take it as you will, really. But there's not much else I can say on it. So, is there any other questions before we wrap up for the day or the night or wherever you are on our fair planet? Oh yeah, it's deployed at the minute. No problem, JT. Thanks for joining me. So, if that's not it, then yeah, we've gone a little bit over our normal time. So, thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure chatting with you all and going through this art. We've looked at some things and we've learned some things. Just as a ending part for this, remember, against these new hostiles, do not use any form of critical chance or critical damage against them, because you are wasting your time. Critical chance will knock your shots down to 0. Critical damage will simply just be a waste of a slot on your bridge or your lower deck. Same with hull breach. Don't, unless you can make a case for it with the isolytic, as already mentioned, maybe it would a hull breach will work on that aspect, but other than that, it is just a waste of an ability, in all honesty. But so that's it. So thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you are still got some sort of blue sky, grey sky, yellow sky, or white clouds in the air where you are. If it's dark where you are, have a good sleep. Pleasant dreams. But until then, I'm Admiral Pegasus. Thank you for joining me. This is the Pegasus Show. This is Enterprise Part 1 Arcfall. Stay safe, live long and prosper, and I shall catch you on the next video. Goodbye.